This tip's brought to you by the Bo Tuning Tips online store. Be sure to check it out at botuningtips.com for all your archery needs. Hey everybody, going to do a tip today on how to tune a bow and also how to install brass nocking points. I get that email all the time. There's a lot of people out there who don't use D-loops, which is cool. We're going to start out by taking the bow. I put a raw shaft on the rest. It's got a general standard old school TM Hunter type rest with the two prongs. I've got the rest set level just like it's always discussed on every one of the rest installation videos. When you learn how to do this, this will apply to drop away rests. It's going to apply to this style of rest. It's going to apply to the bristle type rest, any type of rest that goes on a bow other than finger shooters. This is going to apply to. We're going to start out by putting our string level right underneath of our arrow shaft and setting it up to get it level, which it's pretty close right there, actually, which is pretty lucky. Everybody gets lucky. It's got a second axis level on the top, which cants the bow left to right. Got that set. What I do is I've got this arrow level gauge. It's got knock heights on it. You can actually get 0, 1/8, 1/4, 3/8, and 1/2 inch in elevation. It'll allow you to do each one of those measurements. I put it out in front of the arrow, about 3 inches in front of the riser, and it'll just clamp on with a little spring. It's a pretty handy little tool. Okay, right now the arrow's just sitting on the string and it's a little bit over 1/8 of an inch knock high. We're going to move it down to where it's perfectly 1/8 of an inch knock high. And the way you get that level to move is you'll just move your knock down until the back side of that bubble hits right on the 1/8 of an inch mark, just like it has there. And boom, there you go, right on the 1/8 of an inch mark. All right, we moved this up. We got the bow set 1/8 of an inch knock high. We're going to install our first brass knock. You've seen them before. Everybody's had them on their bow at one point. It's just a little brass knock that goes right around the serving. I like to put it on top and do the top one first because that's the most important one. That's the one that your arrow is going to rest against. You want to bring it all the way down, set it right on top of the arrow, confirm we are still 1/8 of an inch high. Then you take your knock pliers, which they look like these. You know, and you can use other types of pliers, but I recommend just buying a set of these things because it's going to be better so you get a nice round squeeze around that string rather than pinch points, which can cause it to come loose. I've got the split facing to the back. That way it doesn't dig into the knock and cause problems there and wear. You just take it and you put it around there and squeeze down good and tight. Now these knocks come in different sizes. You just need to be sure to specify when you get your knocks what size string you have. There we go. All right. Now you can take your levels back off because that's the most important part of the knock height setting. We're going to go ahead and install another knocking point, the same as the one at the top. We're going to put this one here below the knock of the arrow. And the reason we're going to do that is this guy's going to use a release and he's going to be attaching his release to the serving here below that, and you don't want it to have it close to the knock because when you draw it back and the string tilts, it's going to pinch your knock and that's going to cause accuracy issues. So I always put about 1/4 of an inch below the knock, another knock, so they can hook up below that. Squeeze that one down. Okay, that part's over with. Simple as pie. Okay, now there's one more adjustment left to do with the rest. We got to set our windage, and that's our left to right setting. And we're going to do that. We're going to use the center shot gauge. Okay, we want to keep the bow in the same place as it was when we do this setup. And the center shot gauge, the one I have is hard to get. It's an old one. I've had it for a long time, and I'm not sure that anybody's making it. I'm looking, and I'm trying to find it for you guys out there who always ask me about this tool. I get tons of emails about this tool. What it is, it's an L-shaped bracket. It's got a slide on the bottom that allows you to, for different heights of brace heights of strings, it moves in and out. Okay, and on this end, it's got a little bead that slides on it, and that's there to line up with the string. What you do is you'll put it on the back side of the riser on a flat spot. This bow doesn't have sights. We're going to put it right where the sights go. okay, and we adjust it, it'll lock down so this little slide at the front won't move. You lock it down. You hold it right flat against keep your arrow on the rest. Oh, big goofy guy with knuckles. Okay, you keep that right there. Then you take your little bead in the back and you slide it over to get it even with the string, right where the knock's at. Just like that. All right, now that you got that measurement, what you want to do is take this little tool, flip it around to where the L's forward, put it right back in the same place you have, and then bring it down on the front of the arrow shaft. And it should split the arrow dead in center, just like the string does by the knock. And in this case, we're off half of a shaft, which is going to be pretty crucial. Then you get your Allens out. You want to break the Allen loose. That's going to allow you to have your horizontal adjustments. And on this particular one, it's right here on the top. Find the wrench that'll fit it. I got this little multi-tool here. It's kind of like the Bowhunter's multi-tool. Man, this thing is awesome. Love this thing. If you guys are interested in any of these tools, you can get them off from the store. All right, now I got that loose. I got it loose enough to move. I don't have it loose enough where it's flopping around. I'm going to put it back in the same spot. And we're going to move this over till, oh yeah, she's perfect right there. Don't move it. Go ahead and snug it down. All right, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to double check that, make sure that I didn't bump it when I was tightening it down. Oh, I didn't. Perfect. All right, guys. That's how you set up and tune any standard center shot rest. That's going to include drop-aways, prong style rests like this one, or your bristle type rests. Any of them that require you to be center of the bow. I'm going to be doing a video here soon on how to set it up for finger shooters, which is a little bit different than what we've been covering here. For you finger shooters out there, I just want to let you know I haven't forgot about you. Look, I appreciate all the emails you guys send me. Keep them coming for sure. And don't forget to stay tuned.